Oh, hi! First day having this pinned back, so you can actually tell it's shaved on both sides. I'm like, guys, I really like having my head shaved. Anyways, this week, I'm going to show you how to make a duct tape hoverboard. Obviously not a functional one, we're just going to decorate a skate deck, basically. And by basically, I mean that's exactly what's happening. Here's what you need. Alright, the main thing you're going to need is a skate deck, or just cut up some cardboard that's skateboard shaped. Come with me and I will show you the other side of the shop so you can see what I use a skateboard for. I'm making this sound much more nefarious than it actually is. By the way, you guys are usually here, and this is what I look at. And it's a goddamn mess back here. But here's an autograph skate deck that I got from my very first concert. I do have this guy up here that holds all my camera gear. Well, I managed to get the board down without trashing anything. You can tell I've had this for quite a while. I never worked at the Gap, and I'm not going to say who I know that did because I don't want to get them in trouble. I don't know if there are rules about taking display pieces, but not that she was the Gap employee. My best friend at some point carved "fuck you" into the bottom of this. The other main thing you need, lots of neon colored duct tape. You'll also need an X-Acto knife or some type of sharp cutting tool, something to cut it on. I promise it's not blood. Do keep in mind you'll have to improvise a little bit if you have a standard skateboard deck because the hoverboard is flat in the back, but most skateboards are rounded. I know the main color is almost like a pinky purple pattern. I do not have the skill or patience to actually carve a design into any of this, so I will probably just be using this bright purple color. Alright, let's make the thing! Probably helpful if you get all of the dust off of your skateboard. I'm gonna cover this entire goddamn thing with the purple duct tape. Nothing super special about how I'm doing this. I'm just overlapping it the littlest bit each layer so there's no gaps between anything. I'm just making sure I'm smoothing it out as I go so that there aren't any bubbles underneath. I'm just leaving the excess on the edges and I can cut that off after. Alright, I got the purple base down. We can either fold the edges over and just stick them down. I am going to take some like shitty old craft scissors. Do not use your fabric shears for this. Holy hell. Next we add the pink. Because I want super clean edges on this, I'm actually going to stick this to my cutting mat. And then because standard duct tape rolls are 2 inches wide, I'm just going to cut this in half. I'm going to use an extra measuring tool just because. Then I'm going to lay the pink strip maybe half an inch over the edge and then just fold that part and then start adding more strips. Probably have to work in smaller chunks to get around the rounded edges. Hell yeah. Not the most evenly placed, but you know. We're gonna make those strips that go diagonally across. There's 2 sets of 2. I think I'm gonna make these about 1.5 inches wide. So I'm gonna lay my tape down on my cutting mat. Then I'm going to measure in 1/4 inch on either side. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good width. Yeah. Actually, I think I'm only going to make this 1 inch wide because this is like just a little bit too thick. Now we place them. So it looks like one set kind of starts where the curve of the board starts. Little gap. Try to keep it as parallel as possible. Like I said earlier, because this board has a second rounded edge instead of being flat, I'm actually just gonna line this one up with the curve of this end down here. Gonna move from the pink tape to the green tape, which actually I should have put the green tape down first because it looks like it weaves underneath. I'm gonna do a similar thing and just lay a couple pieces of green tape down onto my cutting mat, 1/2 inch wide. So the first section of green at the back of the board where the flat section is, the green goes all the way to the back, kind of like right to the corner. Smooth this and it's gonna hit a section of pink. I'm gonna take some sharper scissors. So for those of you following at home, do the pink stripes after you do this green strip. Now I'm just gonna take little sections of pink tape, cut them 1 inch wide, and then cover over those pieces. Here we go, like a tiny neon band-aid. Our second green stripe is more than a 90-degree angle. What's that? Obtuse angle. It doesn't quite hit all the way across to the other side. Pull it back a bit and trim it. I'm gonna meet this guy over here, kind of in the middle of the board. Just kind of land somewhere over in the corner. This is already kind of a tedious and tricky project, and I don't think I could have made it more difficult for myself. But that's why I make videos, so that you guys can do better than me. Next color is white, and it looks like these strips are a little bit skinnier than the green one, 3/4 inch wide. There's a lot more measuring involved in this than I anticipated, I guess, somehow. So our first piece almost runs parallel to this green one in the corner. Trim off the excess. Again, I'm gonna cover this in pink, but definitely do this color before other ones. And I have just enough from what I cut off of that strip to do this piece in the corner. Possibly. Could it be? Next, there are white pieces edging all of the pink ones. There are more white lines in the middle that go around where it says hoverboard with the yellow. I'm gonna skip the middle section for now and jump over to this edge. Now I'm gonna jump colors really quick. I'm gonna do the yellow bits. I'm gonna make these strips a little bit wider than the pink, so like 1.25 inches. Yeah. So the yellow strips are going opposite diagonal from the pink strips. A good thing the yellow is super see-through. Then I'm gonna place the second strip down. I'm gonna leave a similar gap like I did between the pink strips. Tape is so goddamn sheer. I am going to do a second layer. Before and after. Ooh, look how opaque. I know big words. Not that opaque is a big word. This is what happens when you film a very time-consuming video. At the end of your workday on Friday, there's more beer per capita. Population of this room just being me, but I've already killed a growler. Damn guys, I'm super pumped about this is coming out. So I'm gonna finish putting the white pieces on. Cool. It's overlapping a little bit down here, which is what I wanted. Trim that shit. Those of you that were smart enough to do the colors in order, you sit back on your high horse. You guys, it's all cleaned up now. Oh my god. I mean, this is as good as this shit's gonna look. I'm not gonna fuck with the foot holster because I'm really proud of how this came out, and I feel like me trying to make a perfectly cut circle out of duct tape is gonna go very poorly for everyone. And I'm not gonna fucks with the Mattel circles because I don't know what that company's about and I don't need to unnecessarily support them. This is it. Oh wait, except I need to actually write hoverboard on it. These are my options. None are permanent. Let's see what we can figure out here. This is gonna ruin everything. I can feel it. Bro, completely obstructing the camera. Yeah, I sure am. It may just be the beer, but this straight up just looks like someone wrote with their own blood. Does someone handwrite italicized? Because that's what this font is doing. Oh god, we survived. And that's the fucking hoverboard. It's all done. Well, this is usually the part of the video where I like try on the garment I've constructed and see how it all fits. Ooh, the skateboard wears very well. How do you hold so you can't even see the design that way. Not too bad. I'm not good with graphic design. Does this even count as graphic design? Guys, this is empty. I usually don't have this much when I do projects. If you would like to support more heinous wastes of time like this, you can go and check out my Patreon somewhere here. If you want to see hopefully better projects in the future, I post crafting videos every Saturday, and you can subscribe up here. And if you want to know what this situation's about on my dress form, you watch the video I did last week somewhere down here. I have to go put food in my body. This is what happens when you drink beer and try to do math.